Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Housing is one of the most basic necessities, and its availability or lack thereof is a very important indicator of where the economy stands and how effective economic and public policies have been and are currently. With that being said, I would like to draw your attention today to the most recent data that shows the growing number, absolutely surging number of individuals right here in the United States who are experiencing homelessness. And in addition to that, the housing affordability continues to decline. We are experiencing a housing crisis. This is a very concerning trend. Homelessness contributes to surging crime, to an increase in trafficking, including human and drug trafficking, and many other horrible things. And when these scenarios correlate, you have to ask what's actually going on. Why is this happening? How was it allowed to happen? Of course, we know that the recipe to this is an easy one. Make it very expensive to build homes and don't create affordable housing. Increase demand for housing by allowing more people into your country, while also printing tons of cash to cause uncontrollable inflation. But first, let's take a look at the numbers. Housing affordability in the United States, whether it is renting or buying, has been at a record low level. According to St. Louis Federal Reserve, the U.S. National Home Price Index has been rising and is at an all-time high. Here the Fed's data is through February of this year, 2024, but since then, home prices have risen due to seasonality. The median home price in the United States gained 7% year over year, and now it stands at $433,500, while mortgage rates averaged slightly above 7% for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage in mid-May. Aspiring homeowners in the United States are now facing the lowest home buying affordability since mid-80s, since 1985. This is truly shocking. The median household now requires more than 40% of its income to cover either rent or mortgage payments. As you can see here, housing costs peaked in the previous 2 years and only slightly came down since. Fewer and fewer people are able to buy a home. A house now costs nearly 8 times annual income. And this is why renting is more affordable than owning in all of America's 50 biggest metro areas. The cost of buying a home remains high due to mortgage rates and home prices staying elevated. Now let's chat about the reasons behind this. There are so many angles to take here, political and economic. I would like to highlight several key reasons for purposes of this video to keep it short. The list of these reasons is by no means fully exhaustive since there are so many different factors at play. But first of all, the rise in homelessness and the drop in housing affordability is related to the devaluation of the dollar. Your money cannot buy the same amount of goods and services anymore. In other words, salaries have not really kept up with inflation, and you have to stretch every single dollar that you have further and further. The second reason we need to discuss is investors buying properties at record rates to rent them out. The idea is that homeownership, historically the core of prosperity in the United States, that American dream that everybody has always talked about, that will be soon a thing of the past.
Every product is a service waiting to happen. If you think about it, I mean, your cell phone, why do you want to own your cell phone? How many of you own your cell phones? How many knows if the company owns it? It's actually not a lot. I mean, you want the function, you want the service, right? Why do you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher? Or why do you want to own it? I mean, it's not like the plastic in the middle is like, I own a broke dishwasher. I mean, wow. No, why don't you want to go into a business model where the company owns it? You know what happens when the company owns it? Actually, they can bring down the prices because they don't have to buy new metal and new plastic. They design a much better product. It lasts a lot longer if they have to pick it up when it breaks. They might even send somebody to fix it. And in the end, they will do a better product, and you will get a lower price. It's much cheaper to lease a washing machine if you get the business model right, because you don't have to own all of this. So this change from product to service is pushing a lot of this, of the circular economy, because the second the business owns the products, they start designing them in a way where everything can be taken out and reused. And then you get the incentives right.
Homeownership guaranteed financial stability for the middle class, but with the slow disappearance of the latter, of the middle class, the number of those who can afford to rent because they can no longer afford to buy will continue to increase. And this will lead to an overall decline in the standards of living. Investors are buying up single-family homes and renting them out as long-term rentals as well as Airbnb properties. Investors are now buying 1 out of 4 affordable single-family homes in America. This continues to drive up rents and turns starter homes completely out of reach. The share of single-family homes purchased by investors has been, for the most part, steady, around 17% or so, 17 to 20, I would say. But what's worth noting here is that in 2024, there's been a substantial increase among smaller investors, those who own between 10 to 99 properties. By the way, historically, in the United States, rent prices have not really kept up well with income levels, in addition to supply, of course, not meeting demand. And this illustration is just an excellent way to visualize it. Now, the number of homeless individuals have been rising. This is not just the result of the housing crisis, but a result of open borders too. And we should probably talk about this more in general as a society. You don't really hear many conversations about this, but this should be on top of our priority list. The number of American homeless individuals decreased in 2016. It was at the lowest level, and it has been increasing since then at a rate that has exceeded total population growth. I will repeat that. The number of individuals who are experiencing homelessness, as you can see here, has been increasing at a rate that has exceeded total population growth in the United States. So very, very alarming trend. Very little is being done to address it, both on the state and federal levels. Very little, if anything at all, I would say. Let me know if you think otherwise. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I hope that it was informative. I hope that you learned something new from this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. I would love to have you back for my next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you here tomorrow. Bye for now.